As you already know, the color wheel represents the full spectrum of colors. Every color has its own place on the wheel, and when all of the colors in an image are visualized on a single graph, you get Vectorscope. Vectorscope visualizes how colors are distributed throughout an image in real time, including hue, saturation, and skin tones. The outer circle represents hue, with each direction corresponding to a different color. The dashed rings indicate saturation levels, from low in the center to high toward the edge. There's also a skin tone line that serves as a reference for evaluating natural skin tones. As you adjust hue, the color data rotates around the circle. As you adjust saturation, it moves closer to or farther away from the center. The farther it is from the center, the more saturated the color becomes. The closer it is to the center, the less saturated and more neutral it appears. Now, let's put it into practice. First, this image has a noticeable color cast. Our goal is to bring it back to a natural white balance. Keep in mind that Vectorscope is only available in Camera Raw 18.4 and later. First, right-click on the histogram and select Show Vectorscope. Then right-click again and hide the histogram to make the graph easier to read. Looking at both the image and the Vectorscope, it's clear that the colors are heavily shifted toward yellow and green. The goal of white balance is to bring this color data closer to the center of the graph. I'll start by lowering the temperature. As you can see, the color data gradually moves toward the center. Next, I'll increase the tint to balance the green cast, bringing the data even closer to the middle. Looking more closely, we can still see that the red and blue peaks are slightly stronger than the others. Now I'll open calibration and fine-tune the blue and green channels. Notice how the color data becomes more concentrated and evenly distributed around the center. Here's the before and after comparison. As you can see, the color data is now much more balanced. Now let's try another image. As before, I'll start by adjusting temperature and tint. The image still has a noticeable yellow cast. But instead of pushing the temperature even further, I'll switch to color grading and add a subtle amount of blue. You can immediately see the Vectorscope becoming more balanced around the center. This also shows that you don't always have to rely on the temperature slider. Sometimes, all you need to do is identify which color is missing or which color is too dominant. Then add or neutralize that color accordingly. Next, let's take a look at the skin tone line in Vectorscope. Right-click on the graph and enable Show Skin Tone Indicator to display the reference line. In this image, we have 3 people with different skin tones. First, I'll use Camera Raw's masking tool to isolate the facial skin of each person. I've already balanced each skin tone using the lab color method. If you'd like to learn more about that workflow, I've linked a detailed tutorial on screen. As a result, the skin tones are now neutral and free from noticeable color casts. Now, no matter which person's skin I sample, the color data falls very close to the skin tone line in the Vectorscope. No matter the skin tone, natural skin colors usually align very closely with the skin tone line. That's exactly why this line is used as a reference when correcting skin tones. Now let's look at a few practical examples. In this image, the model's skin has a slight yellow cast. First, I'll use masking to isolate the skin. Next, I'll open point color and sample a skin area. On the Vectorscope, you can see that the skin color sits well below the skin tone line. I'll adjust the hue to move the color data closer to the reference line. Then I'll slightly reduce the saturation for a more natural result. In just a few seconds, the skin tone looks much more balanced and natural. Let's try another example. This image has a slight cool color cast. Again, I'll isolate the skin using masking. This time, I'll adjust temperature and tint, watching the selected area gradually move toward the skin tone line. In many cases, you don't even need to rely entirely on what you see in the image. Simply watching how the color data moves on the Vectorscope gives you a reliable guide for correcting skin tones. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks so much for watching till the end.